Hello, my students. I'm Miss Tania Poveda. I'm going to be your accounting teacher. Welcome to my class. To start, we're going to do a very short review about accounting. Do you remember what accounting is? Okay, in case you don't remember, we can check the definition here. Let's read together. Accounting is the process of recording, reporting, analyzing, and interpreting financial data and accounting information, which is then communicated to internal and external users of this information. So if you pay attention to the blue words, you can see that they are the most important words in the paragraph. I would like also to point process here. So it is a process because you have to follow steps and you have to be precise and to follow rules and to do it very, very well. Because that information that you're going to record, report, analyze, and interpret is going to be given to users. It could be internal users or external users. For example, internal users can be the managers, can be commercial departments, etc. And external users, maybe if you need to communicate to the society about your financial information. Okay? So that's accounting. Remember process and these blue words. It's the process of recording, reporting, analyzing, and interpreting financial data. Then you communicate that information to users. In other words, accounting, it's all the transactions. Remember that transactions are movements of money with specific names according to the transaction. So accounting is all the transactions, recording and reporting of those transactions, then you analyze and interpret the information and you give it to the users of accounting info or information. Okay? We can continue then. Today we're going to study the first part of organizations. We're going to talk about organizations, maybe 2 or 3 more classes. So this is the first part. And here we're going to study about business, businesses, and commerce. Okay? So when you look at this picture here, this guy is writing something on the whiteboard. What do you understand or what do you know about business? Pay attention, I'm speaking in singular, business. What is a business? Do you know a business? Maybe do your parents or maybe a relative of you has a business? What is a business? Let's read. A business is the activity of buying and selling goods, manufacturing goods, or providing services in order to make profit. You know very well that when we're talking about business, we're talking about money. When you start a business, when you open a business, what you want to do is to make money. In other words, profit, like we can read here. So it's when you buy and you sell goods or services. Goods and services are products. If you can touch the product, if you can touch with your hand, then we call that product good or goods in plural. In this case, goods, it's a noun. It's the plural of good. We're talking about touchable products. And when we're talking about untouchable products, we're talking about services. In both cases, they are products. They are the products of a process. So, goods, touchable product, and service, untouchable product. Can you think about any untouchable product? For example, when you talk to a lawyer, can you touch that product? Can you touch that service? No, right? Because the lawyer is giving you an advice, is telling you what to do, right? It's not that you can touch that. But when you go to a store and you need to buy food and clothes and water, things like that, in that case, we're talking about goods. Right now that I'm here teaching to you, can you touch this service? No, right? This is an untouchable product. It's a service. Okay? So let's read again so we understand better. Business is the activity of buying and selling goods, manufacturing goods, or providing services in order to make profit. Okay? Why is it important to study or to know business or about a business? And here I chose these 3 reasons. There are more reasons, but these are like the most important ones. First of all, because you gain entrepreneurial skills. You adapt to ever-changing environments. And you acquire problem-solving skills. When we talk about business, we're talking about entrepreneurship too. In this case, we are gaining entrepreneurial skills. And you know everything about entrepreneurial right now. You adapt to environments that change. Like right now, around the world, everything is changing. And when we know about business, and also other things too, of course, but especially business, you can adapt your business to different situations. And this is what I always tell you, like when you have an idea, you see a need or you see a problem, and then you find a solution. Okay? And as I told you in the beginning, we're going to study about businesses, and commerce. Right now, I want you to pay attention here to this question. The question is, what is businesses? I'm using plural here because I'm talking about this word. I'm talking about if you know the meaning of this word. That's why I say is businesses in plural. And why is different from business in singular? We're going to see that in a minute, but let's read this definition. So businesses vary from size from the self-employed person working alone through the SME, a small or medium enterprise, PYMES or MIPYMES in Spanish. I decided today to tell you something in Spanish because this is very, very important to know in a business world. As we speak Spanish in this country, it's very important we understand that small and medium enterprises, we call them PYMES, pequeñas y medianas empresas, or MIPYMES, if we are talking about micro enterprises too. So we have micro, small, and medium enterprises. Okay? In English, we say SME. In Spanish, we say PYMES or MIPYMES. To the large multinational with activities in several countries. Okay? So when we're talking about businesses, we're talking about the activities of these companies and how they grow, the size, starting from one only person to big multinational companies. So now we know the difference between business and businesses. If not, I'm going to repeat this later. But now I would like to continue with this, the importance of small businesses. Why do you think that small businesses are important, in your opinion? If you pay attention to the picture, maybe you can have a clue. Any idea? Well, small businesses are important because Most of the private sector workforce is in this sector, is working in the small and medium companies. So as you can see here in the picture, we are talking about maybe a small business. There is only one person working here. It's a bakery. But what it is important about this business is that they are hiring. They need more people to work. You see? So now maybe the same person is growing the business, and now it's not only one store, but 3, and keep hiring. It means this business is growing. That is one reason why small businesses are important, because they tend to grow. When they grow, it's good for community and good for them because they hire people and they generate jobs to people. As you can see in this picture. So because we had one baker in the beginning and now we have 3, it means that a lot more people are going to have a job. So that's the most important reason about the small businesses. It's different when we're talking about large businesses, because as you can see in this picture, we have one person leaving because this person was replaced, and we have one person coming. So you see the business growing? No. What they do is that they replace one employee by another. So they can't grow anymore. Well, they can grow, yeah, but the possibility they grow more than that, it's kind of difficult, almost 0. So they remain the same. That's why small businesses are important, because when they grow, they generate more jobs. Large businesses, they give jobs to people, but they can't generate more than that. One of the problems, or 2 of the problems that small and medium businesses have, especially in our country, is the government regulations. Sometimes we have troubles with taxes when you import products or when you want to make some products. And the other reason is the finance, because you can have a great idea, you can have people who know about that, and you are very enthusiastic about this, so you want to start your entrepreneurial project, but then you don't have the money. So it's really hard to get a finance for this project. So usually that's one of the situations that you have to face when you start a small business. But don't give up, because it's a little bit hard, but it's not difficult. It's not impossible. That's what I mean. Let's talk about a little bit about the labor force participation rate. When we're talking about rate, we're talking about percentage. So let's see how many people in Ecuador represents the PYMES. In this picture, as we can see here, 51% of the workers or the workforce in Ecuador are in, can you read this? Micro enterprises, which is a lot of population. It means more than half of the workers in Ecuador. When we talk about workers, we're talking about people over 18 years old. Okay, so 51% of workers are working in micro enterprises. You see how important they are? 31, which is a big number too, small businesses, 13% medium businesses, and 5% big businesses. So can you see now why these small businesses are important? I know you do. Let's continue. So we have a small business, and then you can grow that business, generate jobs, and have a lot of people working around you and become from a micro enterprise to a small enterprise, then medium, and then big. That's beautiful. So here's an advice for you. You are young, you have good ideas, you are very enthusiastic. So bring small businesses back. Use those ideas that you are working in to make them real and bring small businesses back. Okay, so now we have corporations. What are corporations? Or what is a corporation? That's very simple. A corporation is a large company. We can say large or big, okay? Sometimes corporations or a corporation is the union of 2 or more companies too. So we're talking about something big. And I want to explain also this because usually we don't find this too often. So it's very important we know it. The adjective corporate is often used in these combinations. Corporate culture, corporate ladder, corporate headquarters, corporate logo, corporate image, corporate profits. We are talking about corporations or corporation. That's simple, right? So remember I told you I will repeat the difference between business and businesses? So if we go to the left here, we can tell that they are not the same. You know this symbol here, right? So business and businesses are not the same. Not only because business is in singular and businesses in plural, but let's go to the right. When we talk about business in singular, we're talking about the activity. So what kind of business do you have? Oh, I have like a food business or art business. When we're talking about plural businesses, when we use it like this, we're talking about MIPYMES, PYMES, and corporations. That's simple. Now that we finished with business and businesses, we can continue with commerce. What is commerce and what's the difference or the way we use this word? Let's see. Commerce is used to refer to business. Now you know what business in singular is. So let's see when. On which situations can we use the word commerce? And I like this. In relation to government departments that deal with business, for example, Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, etc. Names of organizations, Chamber of Commerce. I would like you to check this online. What is the meaning of chamber? Actually, the original word is in French, and we still use it. So probably this is a new word for you. Check this online, okay, so you can understand better what this is. But I'm pretty sure that right now you can know because of the context. Okay, so names of organizations like Chamber of Commerce, or on internet, like e-commerce. What is the meaning of e-commerce? Electronic commerce. Just in case you don't remember or you don't know, that's why we call it email, because it means electronic mail. Traditional mail, we just call it mail. But because we communicate by cell phones and computers, we call it email, electronic mail. So it's the same with commerce. When we're talking about face-to-face commerce, you go physically, you go to a shop and you buy things, we're talking about commerce. But when we are buying online, like we can see here in the picture, we're talking about e-commerce or electronic commerce. Okay? So with this, we can jump to the way we use the word commercial. And I want you to understand this very well because in 1 or 2 weeks, you're going to have a homework about this. And it's not difficult. It's just the same way you use any other adjective. Commercial. What is the meaning of this adjective? Is money-making business. So it's a business, obviously, to make money. Examples of commercial, for example, commercial airline. It's not an airline of the government, it's not military, no, it's commercial. So you buy a ticket and you travel the world. Commercial disaster. Maybe you are an artist and you had a presentation and something happened, like, okay, you did your presentation, but you didn't make any money. So that's a commercial disaster. Or you had a great idea and it didn't work the way you wanted, so we can call it like that. Commercial artist, people that work in art only for money. Commercial land, when you use the space, physical space for businesses. Maybe you have an office in a business, okay, that's commercial land. Or commercial television. Sometimes in some countries you have a channel for the government or different channels, or sometimes you are free to buy and sell products through television publicity. In that case, we call it commercial television. And in Ecuador, we have a lot of them. Okay, so that's it for today. That was the difference between businesses, and commerce. I'm very happy that now you know a little bit more about accounting. Have a wonderful day. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.